level 22 upgrade. Alright, for today I'm going to be installing the aluminum servo saver. It isn't red, it's actually a gunmetal, but at this point, believe me guys, I'm going to prefer aluminum to plastic ones. Let's go ahead and open this up and check it out. Alright, inside we have some different size mounts, so we can use different size servos. And then we have the piece itself, which looks pretty darn solid, guys. It actually looks really good. So, instead of just looking at it, let's go ahead and get it installed. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove the front tires by undoing the 4mm nuts that hold them on. Once I get the tire off, I'm going to go ahead and undo this 3mm nut that holds on to the bottom of the turnbuckle. Once you get that nut out of the way, you're going to go ahead and slide off the bottom of the turnbuckle, turn the RC upside down, and now it's time to undo this screw that holds on the servo saver. Once that screw's out of the way, I'm just going to go ahead and pop it off and slide it out through the side. Next up, I need to go ahead and undo the 2 screws and nuts that hold on the top of the turnbuckles and just switch them over to the new one. And there you have it, looking good so far. Now a quick little note, make sure that you don't tighten these nuts all the way down. You want it to rotate freely, but you don't want it so loose as jiggling around. Remember guys, measurements are key for an RC's optimal performance. Now before I reattach the servo saver, what I'm going to do is make sure that the servo is centered. So you're going to go ahead and plug in a battery, turn on your remote of course, turn on the RC, and then you will see that there is a steering trim. Make sure that is at dead zero. Once that's done, it's centered. Now you can go ahead and unplug the battery and attach the servo saver. I went ahead and I put on the proper servo saver mount. Now I'm just going to go ahead and slide everything in place. Make sure this is as straight as possible. And it's not going to be dead on all the time, but don't worry guys, you can adjust it with steering trim once you get this all attached. Once that is pushed on there, then you're just going to go ahead and attach the center screw. Once that's taken care of, you're going to go ahead and flip the RC back on over, and then you're going to reattach at the bottom of the turnbuckles by sliding them onto the screw and redoing the 3mm nut. Now the same rule applies to the bottom nut as well as the top nut for the turnbuckle. You don't want them tightened all the way down, but you do want them fairly snug so the turnbuckle doesn't jiggle around. With that all taken care of, well, the obvious last step is to go ahead and reattach the front tires. Here's before. And there, of course, is after. And I have to say, guys, it looks pretty darn good. That gunmetal goes with all the black that's on the bottom and just perfectly blends in. Either way, it's not as obstructive, at least visually, it being white. So believe me, guys, I do love this a lot. Of course, the glare makes it look white, but believe me, oh no, it looks great. Simply great. Alright, with that all taken care of, all that's left is for me to adjust the steering trim when I'm driving, and yeah, I'm done. Now a quick note, since the servo saver is aluminum now, it's only going to absorb so much impact from the front tires. If I crash hard enough, the spring from the servo saver is only going to do as much as it can. If the crash pushes beyond that, it's going to put all the impact on the gears inside of the servo. This is the one problem about aluminum parts. They do not absorb impact, they transfer it. And for that servo saver, it's going to do as much as it can and then transfer the rest to the gears inside of the servo. Now lucky for me, I do have plenty of backup gears in case that does happen, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with this risk because guys, the two-wheel drive Stampede is infamous for easily breaking servo savers. So with it being aluminum, I no longer have to worry about it. And that was Galamoth's level 22 upgrade.